Morning gang, it's Monday. Hope we're feeling good. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. Finished with a live chat with a client this morning. We did a little bit of whiteboard work that I'll put on just after this. One of the things we focused around this morning was this particular client had been having issues getting a lot of their sessions done because they were just feeling too tired all the time. Now this is a really common thing, and it's all about your body's adaptation energy. It's your ability to tolerate stress on a on a continued basis. Now stress and your body's ability to tolerate it is really subjective. It's really personal to every single person. It's not the same for everybody. So what you're looking to do every time is to get your body into that moderate stress. If you go into high stress, you put too much stress on the body, it's just going to break down. Now this is not new, and inherently we probably know this, but it's been around for decades, and they first started testing it in the lab, like they do with so many other things. So Hans Selye, I think was the guy's name. If you look him up, they started testing rats with small doses of poison. This is in a lot of sports and physiology books. If you look into it, it all makes sense. They were giving rats small doses of a toxic poison that, as they administered these small doses on a daily basis, they could progressively increase the dose that the animal could take without it dying. But the very same rats, if you went straight in and gave them a massive dose of poison, then they're going to die. Now, exercise isn't poison, but the comprehension of the concept remains the same. So if you apply a small amount of stress to the body on a daily basis, or on a bi-daily basis, depending on what yours is, you can stay in that adaptation energy and continue to get stronger and fitter and faster and healthier. Now, if you push it too far and then you get into the exhaustion phase, your body's going to start breaking down at quite a rapid rate, and it won't become sustainable for anything anymore. So if you can hold it in that first phase, that is where it's about. Now, if you are feeling like you get up in the morning and you're really low energy, and you're not feeling very good, and you haven't drank enough, you haven't eaten enough, then there's nothing wrong with not skipping the session, but adapting that session. It's not about getting the workout done exactly as you planned every single time. This is about learning what your body can tolerate and learning that it's subjective for everybody. This is where coaching and personal training needs to become exactly that. It needs to become a lot more personal. It shouldn't be one-way traffic. It's coaching, it's not dictatorship. Somebody should not just be telling you what to do. You should be feeding back how your body's reacting to it, so that you can then progressively work together to build more of a sustainable plan. If you have got something on your program that's got a 10-mile run, or you're supposed to be doing 10 sets of bench press today, or whatever, and your body is simply not feeling it, it doesn't mean knock it on the head and go home and just blow the whole thing off. Look into things, mobility, stretching. You should all have these backup workouts in your repertoire, where if you're not able to hit those big movements or those big distances on the day that it's given to you, or even if it's 100 burpees when some people see the Punisher workouts coming up, it's about knowing you can fall back on mobility, stretching, breath holds. For you to increase your CO2 capacity and for you to work on things like breath holds, will still have a progressive gain. You've got to look at all the different components that come into your overall fitness. So learn where that sweet spot is for your adaptation, but also remember that it changes all the time. You work and live in an environment. You're not a professional athlete that's necessarily just doing one thing and training every day. You've got to remember that you may have a family, you may have a job, you may have different diet every day, you've got social events that you need to attend. All of these are going to affect your ability to show up the next day and perhaps do the plan. You sat and made that plan, or your trainer made that plan when everything was rosy. It was a Sunday afternoon when you had your consultation, or maybe you didn't even have a consultation, which is horrendous. Maybe you sat there and worked out this plan. When we're all sat in our armchair, we can say, oh yeah, I'm gonna bench, then I'm gonna squat, and then I'm gonna this, and yeah, I could do 5-mile run. I mean, it's tough for me, but I think I'd do a 5-mile run. Doesn't mean you're gonna put it in there 6 days a week. Yeah, know that at days you're gonna have to adapt your training and have those backup workouts in place so that you can still achieve progression and adaptation without dipping into the exhaustion phase and start damaging your body to the point it's gonna break down. Hope you got something cool planned for your Monday. Drop me a note if you want any more information about what I've spoken about. I'll drop a little infographic up to help you guys out, and have a great week. I'll see you soon.